Welcome back to TYT Sports. This is a tight shot of me. So the Los Angeles Dodgers are going to their first World Series since 1988. They defeated my Chicago Cubs, who we talked about it before we went on, just looked flat out gassed. But credit where credit is due. The Dodgers bullpen did not allow a single run in the entire series. Culberson played unreal. Cody Bellinger was 7 for 22 in the series. Justin Turner was a co-NLCS MVP. That guy was doing his weird antics that he does. My God, look at his vein.
Look at his tongue.
And his, that's the obvious.
Excitement. Excitement.
There's joy.
His bicep is bigger than my head.
True.
Yeah. Thanks, Jacques.
No I just wanted to get that out there, make it obvious.
Yeah, totally. So like, here's my thing. Jason, you know this as well.
Dodgers are amazing. Sorry. Oh, sorry. Did I jump in the wrong time?
No.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead. No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
We can finish our sentences.
No, I just want you to finish.
I mean, we need to, according to Denise, we need to build our chemistry.
Yeah, because obviously we don't have enough.
You know what? It's because you're messing with a cubby here. So
no,
just go ahead. Just go ahead.
I'm not kidding. I'm not mad. I'm very happy that they won last year. I was born at the within the era that the Cubs won for the first time in over 100 years. So like, look, I was raised that this team will never win. They're going to suck ass every single year that I am on this planet breathing out of my mouth, and then they happen to win. So I'm serious. I'm being dead serious, and I told Jason this. I was overjoyed with emotions last year that I shed a tear. There are no tears to be shed by them going to 3 straight NLCSs because this is the window of the Cubs, which I'm totally fine with. And credit where credit is due, because this Dodgers team, no matter who they go up against, I do believe that they're going to win the World Series because their bullpen is ridiculous. If you get a lead, except as Jason knows, game-wise at Yankee Stadium, it could be a little bit different. But the bullpen that they have, the bats that they have, the at-bats that they have of working counts, I don't see this team losing. I just don't.
Super team status, man.
Yeah, that's a good. I'm surprised. I was literally just in Chicago a couple days ago, and
how was it?
There was a somber feeling over the city.
Really?
Yeah, because I guess they kind of felt it. It's just no, but I don't say that. I don't say that. No, I don't want to say it as shade. I don't mean to be saying it as shade.
You invited him, right?
But they're just so like that city is so passionate about sports. Like growing up here in LA, it's a little different. Like we love our sports here in LA, but it's not as passionate as it is in Chicago. I mean, like even at the airport,
you got the beach in December,
right?
And
Me too.
Like,
that's true.
The sun in January.
Like I remember even at the airport going through the parking garage, like the parking garage floors, O'Hare, the parking garage floors are named after the sports teams in the city.
Wow, yeah.
In LA, it's P1, L, P2, GG, P3, like P4. So like there's just a different
perspective.
Yeah, there's a different level of excitement for sports, and to see. To hear you be that resolute about the loss is actually. I'm a realist,
but like from your perspective, now that the Lakers are in full swing and Lonzo, it doesn't matter if he was bad. Yes, check it out, video on demand. But regardless of him being bad, the Lakers are back. The Dodgers are really good. LAFC is coming as well. I mean, it's a great time to be a
Angelino.
Is that what it is?
Angelino.
Okay.
It's always been a good time to be an LA sports fan.
That's
Find
true.
me the
Always?
Yeah, except for occasional 4-year dips. And we're talking 4 years. So for the time you go to school and then graduate school, like that's your window. It's like you forget about it as quickly as you forget about what happened in college.
Yeah,
like
there's
the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s.
When
every
you're a Boston sports fan, you don't go without winning. If you have a 4-year gap, that goes without winning. You didn't win for 4 years. That's a gap. You can't say it's never been a bad time.
You were a loser.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's never been a bad time to be a Boston sports fan. There's like an actual unbreakable streak of winning in Boston.
All right,
There's a broken streak in Los Angeles.
Jeez,
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Can we get
your college years
plagued? Is there stats on that somewhere?
We're just, as I've always said, here's the example. As you're pointing out with like Chicago sports fans, like they literally bleed with the teams.
Right,
like they're the pulse. The teams and the fans are the pulse of the entire city. Yeah. In LA, you guys have a culture of winning. But a lot of the LA sports fans aren't pompous assholes like most, I would say, New York Yankee fans, and maybe I'm a little bit bitter. But you got people like me who just have never seen enough winning that we don't even want winning. We want you to let us loathe with you and just yell at you about our teams. We don't really want any sympathy. We don't want empathy. We don't want compassion. We just want you to be miserable with us. That's all.
Okay.
In the corner.
Are the Dodgers going to win the World Series?
I don't know. I thought the Astros were going to win the World Series. I thought that when we were doing the MLB stuff before the playoffs started, I thought that team is built like the Kansas City Royals in 2015. I thought that top to bottom, they've been the most consistent team all year, where the Dodgers had super team status, which they are back to, by the way. They outscored the Cubs 49-19 in the 49-18 in the NLCS. That is the definition of drowning a team out with runs. Their bullpen is on fire. Clayton Kershaw pitched an absolute gem, which is one of the humps that I guess some people didn't believe he could get over. What's amazing is last year,
and it was Thursday.
It was Thursday.
Yeah,
as in
that was a hump day joke.
Oh, Wednesday hump day joke.
Got it.
Wait over my head. Boom. Overall, last year he pitched them out of the playoffs. One of the reason they lost that game 6, game 5 was because of game 6 was because of Kershaw was against the Cubbies, and he went out and came back and got them to the World Series this year. So some of the moments that were amazing from that game in general, though, Tommy Lasorda giving a hat tip,
that was
really cool.
That was so good.
In general, just the overwhelming amount of offense that the Dodgers are willing to generate. And the truth of the matter is, if it is the Yankees, which I think a lot of people do want a Yankees-Dodgers World Series
that'd
when
be
it comes
great.
to the markets, I think the MLB's been wanting that for years. You're talking the 2 biggest markets in the country. Well, the Yankees also have this ability to drown out teams in runs. So we're either looking at a bunch of young players' bats going super cold and we're getting some 1-0 victories, or as anybody would be happy to see, a lot of 10-9, 11-8, 12-10 World Series victories, especially in Yankee Stadium, where the Dodgers are the best team at home in the NL. The Yankees are the best team at home in the AL. So count your blessings that the Dodgers get 4 of those games in Los Angeles.
Yeah, if we get a Dodgers-Yankee World Series.
Oh my gosh.
But we don't know. Verlander's on the mound tonight. So give us a game 7 at least, just for fun.
Just for fun?
It better helps your Dodgers out too.
Can we really just celebrate that it's been 29 years that LA hasn't seen anything? I'm a baseball fan.
LA baseball.
I feel like
LA baseball.
It's true.
No, LA baseball.
LA baseball. What's wrong with LA baseball?
Nothing.
Because if we have a problem, you can just tell.
No. Gosh, excuse me.
What I'm trying to say is it's been 29 years. 29 years. And we finally get this moment. I feel like whether we play the Yankees or not, and I feel like that series would just be absolutely amazing. The fact that we've gotten this far, the fact that I have an opportunity to get a World Series ticket is such a monumental moment.
Does TYT hear that? We found tickets.
Yes. So you can get World Series tickets.
It's about that.
Anyway, it's just such a big moment in LA that whether we get this, whether we win the World Series or not, which we are winning the World Series.
Oh, here we go. I like it.
You heard it here first.
You heard it here first. We're winning the World Series, Dodgers, LA. It's just such a big moment for the city. And Vin Scully, it was so humbling for him to say that, he doesn't feel like he belongs with this victory because
that's a really good
point.
Oh,
wait, no, I didn't hear this. What happened? What's that?
So he said that he doesn't feel like he doesn't want to own up to this victory and really bring it on his own because he doesn't feel like it's his time to do that. And he doesn't want that shine to be taken away from the players who actually committed to something like this. Right. And the fact, Vin Scully's an icon.
Absolutely. But that explains Vin Scully because he's selfless. That's always what he's been. He was the guy who invented the part of broadcasting where you let the crowd fill the vacuum of space. Sometimes you just need to hear the cheer of a home run. So he would leave that space there. On top of that, I thought Joe Davis this year was phenomenal. And I like Vin Scully. I used to listen to Dodger games in the car for the last 4 or 5 years because of Vin Scully. But Joe Davis is as humble as Scully is. So I guess the one thing I would like to see, though, is I know Vin Scully's not going to call the World Series, which I thought would have been very cool.
You want him to call an inning or something?
Just do the starting lineups in Game 1. Just do the starting lineups in Game 1. Or have him throw out the first pitch, see if he still got it.
Can we hear a Vin Scully?
I'd have to listen to Vin Scully, but he's like, it's time.
You just said you listened to him for like 4 years.
It's tough to do impressions if it's not fresh, so it's like, it's time for Dodgers baseball. It's I have to.
That was as close to great because it's fresh off the dome, so I'll give you that.
Thank you. Thank you. But he used to do. Here's what Vin Scully was amazing at, though, is he'd be sitting there and he'd go, Now coming up to the plate is Charlie Culberson. Culberson filling in for Corey Seager. Here's a story about Charlie Culberson. He goes like inside pitch for a 1-0 count. Culberson's family grew up in northern Arizona. And there's a long fly ball over the moon and back, a home run for Culberson. Interestingly, his father pitched him his first home run back in 1992.
That's good.
He would just weave these stories into at-bats while still calling the game, and you're going like, okay, I know exactly what's going on, and now I know Culberson's family history.
Right. I used to work, I told you, I used to work with Danny Graves, who's the career saves leader for the Cincinnati Reds, and what he would do, he told me about this, was he would never hear from Vin Scully, he wouldn't get interviewed by him, and he would go back and listen because he's a huge baseball fan, student of the game, and loves Vin. So he would listen back, and Vin Scully recited his entire childhood, everything about him, and they hadn't talked a single time.
Wow.
And he's like, I don't know how he gets this information. I don't know where he goes. I don't know who he calls, but he just told everything about me. And I never even spoke a word to him.
He's the Nardwuar of baseball.
Oh,
what a good word.
That was on point. What? A good word?
Word. Art. What was it? What was the word?
Nardwuar?
Nardwuar.
You don't know who Nardwuar
Wait, do you know who Nardwuar is?
Nardwuar.
Hey, cut the guy some slack.
Hell no.
Just look up Nardwuar.
This is his space.
Nardwuar is amazing.
Yeah, Nardwuar has amazing interviews. He just knows everything about everybody. Things that you can't even find on the internet. And you can find everything on the internet.
I thought it was a noun. Or like an adjective. I thought it was an adjective. And I was sitting there going like, what a great word. I guess I got some homework to do.
Yeah, absolutely.